How's it going, everybody? Shaggy from the Order of Mithril here. Appreciate you stopping by the channel today. And today I'm going to be taking a look at Cuphead. Cuphead is a run-and-gun style game developed and published by Studio MDHR. It was released in 2017 and has received a lot of praise for both its challenging difficulty and its art style. I was immediately drawn to this title from the art. Nobody else is doing games like this. If you look at like the film grain that you see over every frame in the game, it's amazing because it makes it feel like you're watching a 1930s cartoon, something that you would have seen from, say, like Disney, the old Mickey Mouse cartoons. So jumping right into the narrative on this title. So Cuphead and his brother Mugman went to a casino and started gambling and were on a hot streak. And they ended up meeting the owner of the casino, the devil. They ended up losing the last throw of dice and were in his debt, big time. And were basically asking him to give them another chance, some other way to pay without them losing their lives or their souls. So the devil sends them on these errands to go collect souls from his other debtors in repayment. If it were any other style of game outside of run and gun, I might be a little concerned about the lack of development of the narrative throughout the game, but it's a run and gun, there's not really a whole lot to extrapolate on. You get pretty much everything you need to know in the very beginning, you enjoy the game as the middle, and then you come to a conclusion at the end. Let's go ahead and get into the gameplay for this one. So, as I've already stated, it's a run and gun style game. There's not really a whole lot for you to experience outside of those basic core mechanics, but it does have some interesting gameplay to it. So as you go through, you're going to have an overworld that'll take you to the different levels and boss fights. It'll take you to shops so that you can get different kinds of power-ups, and it'll take you to these little things called crypts or tombs, and it'll give you super abilities there. So as you're playing through, you're going to notice here that I'm stopping at a shop. This is where you're going to pick up like different types of shots, like the chaser's shot. You're going to give yourself more health. You're going to give yourself an added effect to your extra abilities, like whenever you dash, you may drop a smoke grenade, which allows you to be temporarily invulnerable. You're also going to see that here I'm adjusting what I can do. I have two shots, a super, and a charm. Now, the regular shot is just a regular little blaster shot, but I have equipped a second shot so as I can do a spread. Now, the regular shot will go straight, indefinitely, but the spread shot has a much smaller area of effect, but at the same time, seeing as how it doesn't go as far, it's spread out. Now, you'll also notice that there are objects in the world that are pink colored. Those you can actually bounce off of. You jump and then you hit the jump button again at the right time and you'll bounce off of them. You'll get bonus points at the end of the level depending on how many ricochets that you get off of these items. This is also going to be how, if you're playing co-op with another player, how you revive them. They'll go down, you'll see the ghost leave their body, and then you jump off of their ghost and then they've come back. Whilst we're on the subject of gameplay, this is not a run in and beat it type of game. This is a game with challenge and difficulty to it. It's going to be over the top sometimes, and you are going to play levels and boss fights multiple times. I cannot stress that enough. It's not going to be a game that you just breeze through. And I would strongly recommend that if you easily rage quit or are prone to throwing your controller or smashing something or hitting something, don't play this game at all. This is hard. It's meant to be hard, and I'm praising the developers for making it a hard game. We have too many games that are either too easy or they're average in the way that they approach difficulty. This is meant to challenge you from the very beginning, so keep that in mind if you're going to play this. Getting into the graphics and the art style for this game, I gotta say that I'm thoroughly in love with it. I truly appreciate what they've done for this. I don't know of any other game that does art like this in its titles right now, at all. And one of the things that I really enjoy about it, I mean, I was born in '85, so I'm 35 years old, and so I grew up on like Looney Tunes and Disney cartoons. I still remember watching the old black and white Mickey Mouse cartoons. So I'm really happy with the art style in this game overall. There's nothing that I would change about it whatsoever. The way that things will go splat, the way that things kind of shimmer or flash whenever you bounce off them, the way that some of the enemies, as you've seen in this level that I'm playing through right now, will explode in a puff of smoke and stars. It brings back that old feeling from the 1930s cartoons. And I'm gotta say that I'm happy they did it, and I would really love to see them make a Cuphead 2 just so I could see what else they could come up with for art in the next game, in the next title. As far as the audio goes, I really feel like it fit together like two perfect puzzle pieces with the way that the game looks. If you listen to it, everything just sounds like it's from that era of animation as well. There's nothing I would change about it either. The way that the different blasters that you fire sound, the way that the enemies sound whenever they're approaching you or attacking you, whenever you kill them and they like puff in a ball of smoke and stars, whenever you're activating a special ability, even the music, it all sounds like it's from that 1930s era of animation. And I gotta say that they nailed it for me. I enjoyed this game in every aspect of it. Difficulty, animation, audio, the replayability of it, I've loved it all. There's nothing that I would change, and I would highly recommend it to anybody who is interested in a challenging and unique game. As far as the replayability goes for this one, it's going to be a mixed bag depending on how you as a gamer like to approach games. Now, some people don't like to replay them after they beat them, they move on to the next thing. Some people are going to have a huge back catalog that they want to get through. But I feel like there's a lot of replayability for Cuphead. And the reason I say that is because solely of the difficulty. I mean, yeah, the uniqueness of the art style factors into that, but if you want a game that's going to truly challenge you, Cuphead's it. This is going to be a game that's hard for you to beat. This is, I guess you could say, the Dark Souls of side-scrollers in the modern era of gaming. You can always go back and play some of the levels as you're going through your first or second playthrough and enjoy them over again. But if you wanted to start over from scratch and you just wanted to make your way up through getting all the enhancements like the different blasters and little charms, whatnot, you could do that as well. There's still a lot of fun to be had for playing this game from the beginning or just going back and playing through older levels on completed or nearly completed files just to see if you could beat your high score. And that does factor in a lot in this title. Like, how many items have you bounced off of? How quickly could you beat levels? How many supers did you have left over at the end of it? How much health did you have left over at the end of the mission? So I think that there is a ton of replayability for this title, no matter how you want to approach the replayability of it. With all that said, I'm going to say that Cuphead is a must-play. It has a unique art style, it has a degree of challenge to its gameplay, and it does have some decent replayability to it. I will make one little note on that comment though. I've said it once already, don't play this game if you're easily angered, if you're prone to throwing stuff, hitting stuff, because it is going to be hard. You are going to have to replay this game, its missions, its boss fights, several times before you get it right. With that, I'm going to bring this one to an end. Again, thanks for stopping by. Hope you guys have a great day.